everybody. Welcome back to Modern Monarchy. We're going to talk about something in just a second, and we're a little bit late in talking about it because it happened about 8 days ago on the day that we're recording right now. But we were supposed to record last week and we didn't, so I'm still going to go over the notes.
Ta-da!
But first, I wanted to start with something I bought because, I like to do that sometimes.
We do love a
You
good show and tell around here.
also know that I try to avoid Facebook Marketplace.
Did you buy that cat?
I did not buy the Louis the Couture's. Was it a pitcher?
I think it was.
I think it
That
was a water
hysterical.
pitcher that looked like a fancy French cat.
It was phenomenal.
Okay. I went on Facebook Marketplace and I found some stuff that I just couldn't resist again. Okay. Do you remember Beanie Babies?
Yeah. Did you find a Diana Beanie Baby?
I didn't just find a Diana Beanie Baby. I found a Diana Beanie Baby. Another Diana Beanie Baby. Another Diana Beanie Baby. A Diana Beanie Baby with a necklace. And a Diana Beanie Buddy.
Whoa! Oh my goodness. Remember when these were like a big deal?
Yeah, I bought them as a family. That's what it said on the ad. It was $40 for all of them.
Oh, that person finally realized that Beanie Babies were never going to be worth anything.
Oh yeah, she's selling a bunch of other ones that I think are considered rare, but I don't think they are that rare. The funny thing about the Diana Beanie Babies is like everybody knows that they are supposedly rare and worth a lot of money. So if you Google it right now on eBay, you'll find people who are selling them for upwards of $1 million per bear because they think people are going to be that dumb and have $1 million. But
I mean,
but then I actually went and Googled it, and there's different the different fillings inside can change the value. Whether it was made in Indonesia or China can change it. The little TY tag on the back, it has some words. And if there's like a space between the words here and the date on the bottom, it's worth less than one that has no space. It's very particular, and none of my bears meet any of those qualifications.
that's why they were cheap.
But I went from no Diana Beanie Babies thinking I would never have one to 5 Diana Beanie Babies.
Actually, 4 and a Beanie Buddy.
Okay, 4 and a Beanie Buddy. I'm pretty excited. Can you see why I saw those for $40 and was like, well, I have to have those?
Well, yes, because I was going to say, I'm like, the other piece to this too is like, you're obviously a little older than me. So like, there's also that piece of, I don't say obviously. You're obviously older than me.
Wow.
I know. I said it and then I went, oh.
I didn't even faze me. I was like,
oh. Well, somebody out there is listening to this going, wow, Cassie that was a dig at Jen. It wasn't, I promise. What was I saying? Oh, you're older than me. So like, I'm sure for you, like I was kind of young in the Beanie Baby game. Like I wasn't really old enough to appreciate the like craze around it. So like I was loosely aware of it, but I was just like, these are cute. Who cares?
I don't know what happened. I used to have a couple of them left over because like they were sentimental to me. Like one was the first one I ever got, and it was a little, what was it? I don't remember what his name was, but he was like a little dachshund dog.
Mm,
and I would straight up put it on a leash and walk around the house. Like I loved that
fabulous.
dog. And then um one this woman who was a friend of the family, she would go over to different parts of the world all the time and bring me back stuff. And she went to China and she brought me back a Chinese dragon. But it was like the
Ooh.
zodiac dragon because that's
You're a
my
dragon.
Chinese zodiac. Yeah.
That's so
So that
fun.
was dope. And dragons are cool. And
Yeah.
I wish I knew where it was because I feel like I got rid of it and that makes me a little sad. Anyways, I do remember though that when they were a big craze, people knew to like put the little protectors on your tag because someday they're gonna be worth millions.
Mm-hmm.
Not these ones apparently, but the best part is like you saw it and you were like, those are rare. And I also saw them and like, I thought those were rare. So now I'm gonna have them in my apartment and somebody's gonna see them and be like, is that 5 Diana Beanie Babies? And I'm gonna be like, it's 4 in a Beanie Buddy.
But you're damn right they are.
Okay, so that's my exciting thing that I bought.
I love
And
that for
I'm
you.
trying to not buy things, but some things need to be bought.
I mean, it was for Diana Beanie Babies and a Beanie Buddy
Exactly.
for $40. That's actually really not that bad.
Because like I said, these are from 1997. Did I say that? These are actually from 1997, which is the year that
No,
Diana died.
crazy.
So they're almost 30 years old. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, this is a 30-year-old.
Look at his face. It's 30.
Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna get into what the show is actually about, which we were going to say to everybody, Dydd Goel Dewi Hapus, which probably was wrong. It was an attempt at Welsh.
Oh.
Yeah. Um. So Dydd Goel Dewi is St. David's Day, or Dydd Goel Dewi Sant, if you want to put the saint in St. David. Um. And I learned how to. Why is it not working? Thank you. So I learned how to pronounce by this man on Learn Welsh podcast on YouTube. So if you have a problem with my pronunciation, you have a problem with his pronunciation. And from what I gathered by listening to a few people speak Welsh so I could try to say the words correctly, it seems like not only it's not only just like a South Wales, North Wales difference in Welsh. It's just like who you grew up around, you might say the vowels slightly differently.
Got it.
So everybody has a different way of saying things. I said it the way that he said it. Again, if you're mad, talk to him. This
I like that you like put him on blast or you're like, if I'm wrong, this guy's wrong. Go get him.
and he's Welsh. So, okay, why are we talking about St. David's Day? And it was because Catherine and William are the Prince and Princess of Wales, and St. David is the patron saint of Wales. So obviously, they have to be a part of the celebration. So the Feast of St. David, or St. David's Day, falls on March 1st. Again, we're a little late. Oh well. It is supposedly the date of St. David's death in the year 589. So I don't know how accurate that is.
You
He's just a
know,
little younger than Jesus, so
that's a fun way to put that. And we know that the Bible was historically accurate, so.
oh, 100%. It is not recognized as a bank holiday in the UK, which is interesting because St. Patrick's and St. Andrew's Day in Ireland and Scotland are bank holidays. But
Hmm.
then in England, they have St. George, and on his day, that's not a bank holiday either.
They just don't
Either
like it
way,
to give people holidays.
apparently this has been a holiday to celebrate in Wales since about the 12th century. So the fact that we haven't made it a bank holiday by now is surprises me. Although apparently there have been multiple proposals to try to get it to be a bank holiday, and I think it should be.
That seems like an easy just let them have it.
Yeah, just let them have it in Wales.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go over who exactly was Saint David real quick, because I would like to know. I went and got this information from visitwales.com, so I hope they're right. He was born around 520 AD, just in case you were wondering, and died around 589. I find that interesting that we say 589 and not 590. Like we're sure it's 589?
Right?
Sure.
Who wrote that
Whatever.
down?
The colors of the St. David flag, so the colors that are associated with him, are black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Which, by the way, is a song by Wiz Khalifa about Pittsburgh, where he's from. Pittsburgh's flag is also black and yellow, just like their sports teams. And Pittsburgh's flag comes from the crest of William Pitt, the first Earl of Chatham. So the Pittsburgh flag is has black and yellow mainly. It comes from the crest of this dude. He's actually from England. He's not from Wales. I was hoping he would be from Wales, hence the black and yellow, and that would have been a great tie, but it's not. Okay, let's carry on. St. David was a renowned preacher founding a monastic settlement in Wales, one in Brittany, and the southwest of England. He made a pilgrimage at one point to Jerusalem, and then he brought back this stone. It has a little cross in the middle. And then the stone now sits in the altar of St. David in St. David's Cathedral in Wales. How fun is that? Here's the outside of St. David's Cathedral because I know Cassie likes to judge a church.
I do really like this one, though. She's
Excellent.
got presents, very gothic, loving the windows. I like this one. This one feels, like I said, she's got presents, and I like it.
I feel like I helped her out by picking a picture that had beautiful skies and also like a nice morning sun glowing off the rocks.
So
Also
what you're
helping
saying
with the
is you,
fact that the landscape is a little hilly and makes a lot of shadows, which makes a lot of interest for the viewer. I really wanted you to like it.
so what you're saying is you chose this castle's good side.
Yes.
And you were like, I'm going to make sure I'm giving the best portrayal of this one.
And I was like, if she doesn't like it after this picture, she's not gonna like it.
That's so fair. No, I like this. This is good choice.
The cathedral is built around 1181, which again, don't know why we're going one off of a 10 when I'm pretty sure we don't know the exact date of things.
Like just
um,
round it up or down.
yeah, you don't have to lie to me. Like it's gonna sound more convincing if we say it was made in 1284. Um, But the cathedral is built on the site of where St. David's monastic settlement was. St. David and his monks followed a simple, austere life. They plowed the fields by hand rather than using oxen and refrained from eating meat or drinking beer. It's said that St. David was only consuming leeks and water, which is perhaps why the leek became one of the national symbols of Wales.
Huh.
It's a vegetable.
I know what a leek is. Mainly because of
I'm
Cloudy
just
with a
saying
Chance of Meatballs.
they have a vegetable as a symbol of the country, and I find that endearing. The other one, do you know the other one? The other
The other
symbol?
symbol, isn't it like the dragon?
Another plant
Oh,
symbol.
another. Oh no, I'm thinking Scotland.
Not the thistle.
Are they like daffodils or something? Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. I
You're so
didn't look
smart.
up why daffodils. I should have looked up why daffodils, but I didn't. So I was too busy looking at the Pittsburgh Pirates.
To answer the actual questions about this country.
It is said that when he was preaching to a large crowd in Llandewi Brevi, when people at the mat complained that they couldn't hear him, the ground on which he stood rose up to form a hill so everybody could hear him in the back, and a white dove sent by God settled on his shoulder. And that's his big miracle. Because every saint has to have a miracle.
Well,
And it's
yeah.
also why in depictions of him, you'll often see a dove on his shoulder.
Got it.
His last words are supposedly
Give me
be
another leak.
joyful. Jimmy, I just need one more leak before I go. His last words were be joyful, keep the faith, and do the little things that you have heard and seen me do. Seems like a great guy.
That seems like there's some very like wise last words. I don't feel like anybody's last words are that wise.
I do like that it's, even though he's a saint, it's a little bit conceited.
It is because it's very
Be,
much like you saw
be
what I did.
happy, keep the faith, and just do what I've been doing. Because God loves me.
I'm a saint, clearly.
Who's made a saint like later, but he knew it was coming. So, what are some of the traditions of St. David's Day? Obviously, you get out your St. David's flag, your Welsh flag. You wear everything Wales at the same time.
And
Everything
go
you
for a
have in
walk.
your house. And you join a parade. People will wear leeks and daffodils. Some people have parades, like the one we're looking at. Some people put on an Eisteddfod, which I hope I'm saying that one right. Um, so it's a festival that usually has ranked competitions, and they're usually competitions in poetry and song, like bard type kind of things. And
That's fun.
for some of them, they have like actual like ancient traditions and ceremony stuff that they do, which at some point I would like to talk about the big Wales, uh, the national Eisteddfod that they have in the summer because it's huge. And I know that there's a video of Queen Elizabeth that's from a long time ago doing something similar in Wales. So I can make it connected to the royals and talk about the Wales National Eisteddfod.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got parades, festivals. You can eat traditional Welsh cakes. Some people make cawl, which is this beef stewy kind of soup. Not quite beef stew. It's got a thin broth.
I was
But
gonna say, I'm like, doesn't look as thick.
fun thing about the word call, and I when I heard the word call and it had something to do with like vegetables, I was like, it sounds an awful lot like the old English word cole, which means cabbage, which is
Mm,
also kind of where the word kale comes from, in case you wanted to know.
got it.
So, like, coleslaw is a cabbage slaw.
Look, I've learned so much today.
You know about coleslaw now? Which when
I
I was a
do.
kid, I called it cold slop because I did not like coleslaw.
I forgot about that one because you had the best like words of things you called things that I use as examples all the time. Plaplo,
Slop
pants
baby
on,
soup,
baby soup, and now cold slap.
cold slop.
And your mom called fishes bitches.
But I feel like she wasn't doing that one on purpose.
Oh, it was not on purpose. It was completely by accident. And our grandmother was horrified, but it's fabulous.
Another thing people like to do is to wear a modern costume version of traditional Welsh dress, which I always find it funny when people say they're going to wear traditional clothes, and it's always from like the 1800s that people pull from. Because in New
Right?
Hampshire, we have the Highland Games, and people wear like traditional Scottish clothes. That I'm like, this is just what people wore in the 1800s. Some people take it a little too far, and there's always like a tent that is full of like Ren Fair stuff, and they're like wearing medieval costumes. Anyways, I also thought it was interesting that with the tall hats and the buckles on the shoes, they look like pilgrims to me.
Very pilgrim-esque.
Okay, so yes, let's get back to why we're talking about this because this is technically a current events episode. The Prince and Princess of Wales went to Wales on the 26th, just a few days before St. David's Day. They traveled to the county called Powys, I believe.
Maybe?
It is the largest county in Wales, and it is the county with the most volunteers per capita in the UK. Fun fact.
Wow.
They went to a place called the Hanging Gardens, which is a pretty big place. Um it's a hub for sustainable living, artistic expression, and shared experiences through their cafe. They have a performing arts center, an indoor market, a community garden, a kitchen, and different workshops.
Oh my gosh. They're doing a lot there.
It's ver-
A lot of things going on.
I would love hanging out at this place. There's like lots of things to do. Okay, so they chatted with people in the cafe, which is the picture on the left here. They went to a forge to watch a man called Ollie Jones make a hook out of steel metal.
Okay.
You remember when we talked about Saudi Arabia and I said like people didn't really cover it that much, so they all just kind of like copied each other and therefore I never really got a lot of information. I couldn't even find a picture of Ollie, the man who's supposedly on the other side of this picture.
He's not even there. It's
I
just a
couldn't
man
even find
called
a
Ollie.
picture. I couldn't even find a picture of the hook. People
Is
talked
that it
about
on
the
the
hook.
Is it that on the anvil? That
Oh, maybe
little
that's
tiny
it.
that teeny tiny
And no Ollie. Then they went into the kitchens where obviously they were making some caul and Welsh cakes. Last year, they made Welsh cakes like William and Catherine did for St. David's Day. And this is one of the times I'm going to have to critique Kate with her ever flowing locks. She did not put her hair up while making Welsh cakes for people.
Ew.
Come on, Catherine.
It's
Although
a food safety issue.
It is interesting that a little like a few months ago she was at another thing where she had to put her hair up, and she literally just went back and tied her hair in a knot, and it
Mm-hmm.
stayed. It just stayed. And I was like,
Wild,
"Ha, mine would just slip out."
right?
But yeah, she's she's magic. She's a princess. And then they went to the market where apparently William was sipping a glass of cider, but I don't have a picture of that either. I'm getting a little disappointed. I'm actually pretty disappointed in the journalism around here. Like, why are you telling me about things but you're not taking any pictures of them?
I mean, maybe we're they're arguing. They're like, well, we don't want to take pictures of them because we don't want to inundate them with like paparazzi type folk.
That's not true. There are a lot of pictures, but there are a lot of pictures of like just William and Catherine standing somewhere, and it's like, okay, oh, I want to see what they're doing. Not just like, oh, here's another picture of Catherine smiling at somebody. Okay, great. I love those. Can we also get some pictures of why they're there?
Fair.
Okay. Afterwards, they went to the Oriel Davies Gallery, which is a contemporary public art gallery. They joined a workshop for Welsh language learners. And this little girl made a necklace and she got to give it to Catherine.
That's
How fun.
phenomenal. She'll never
I love
forget
it.
that moment.
Exactly. She's going to put it in with the royal jewels.
Mm.
It's going in the collection.
Somebody's going to use it as a tiara one day.
Yes. I'm actually going to spin it around and around on a tiny coronet. That's for a different episode, though. After they went to the gallery, they went to open a place called Haven Oven, which I hope I said right again. Haven Oven. I think that's how you say it. It means river haven. It looks like this place.
Pretty.
It's a community hub yet again, operated by the social enterprise that manages more than 100 acres of local parkland. I think
Are
in
they
the
feeding
picture
that
of the
child dirt?
I don't know what's happening with that. Again, we got a picture but no explanation of what's going on in the picture, but then other times I get discussions about what happened and no picture of what happened. I would like both.
Fair. Consider this a
Do I
formal
have to
complaint.
like I think I need to be taken on all of these royal engagements. I'll just be taking the pictures, and if you're gonna talk about anything that they're doing, let me know because I'm gonna take a freaking picture of it. Catherine spent time there with members of Mums Matter, a perinatal service for women who are experiencing mental health problems linked to early motherhood. I almost said prenatal, and I was like, that's not prenatal. It's definitely perinatal. And then this was supposed to be the end of the day. It was actually like really a rainy day, and despite that, they pulled the car over so they could do an unexpected walkabout because there were so many people just like standing out in the rain to say hi to them, and they were like, we should probably just like go
Say
say hi.
hi.
And because it wasn't planned, there's no like barriers for people to stand behind, so they were just like
Mm,
in the mix.
Loosey goosey.
Loosey goosey indeed. Um,
But I bet the people loved it.
obviously. And then on St. David's Day, they they put a message out on their Instagram speaking to the people of Wales in Welsh, which is this is the first time we've heard Catherine attempt to speak Welsh.
I bawb yng Nghymru, dydd Gwyl daw I hapus iawn. Mae Cymru yn agos iawn at ein colonnau, ac rydyn yn edrych ymlaen at bob ymweliad.
Mae'n wlad hyfryd gyda hanes cyfoethog a phobl wych.
Dymunod ffylnod llawn o ddathlu, gyda theulu a ffrindiau.
Exactly.
Totally.
Apparently, as you would expect, there are a lot of people that heard that who are Welsh speakers and went, oh my God, she did such a great job. Because they're so excited that they're speaking Welsh. And then other people just had to be buttheads about it and be like, actually, they're like way off on their vowels. And it's like, okay, they tried.
Right?
Yeah, so that's about it. But I wanted to end with my favorite pictures from the walkabout, which is of a specific baby named Megan. Because she just looks
Enamored,
she just
bewildered.
mesmerized by Prince William.
He has that effect on people.
And then Megan also got to meet Catherine, and she liked her too. Love Megan. She was the star of the show.
Love that.
I did see some videos from people who are from Wales. There's one specifically of a man who is speaking to Americans and asking us to start celebrating St. David's Day like we do St. Patrick's Day. And you know what? I'm for it.
I mean,
I'll
why
get
the
a
hell
pilgrim costume, a leek,
a daffodil,
a Welsh cake, and I'll practice Welsh all day.
There you go.
I gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, I want to go to bed. Okay,
Excellent.
let's go.
So, if you're still listening to this episode and you're Welsh,
You're Welsham.
Then oh no. Then
If we
you should give
didn't lose
this
them
video. You should give this video a like, but only give it a like if my Welsh was decent.
Oh, well then we'll never get any likes.
That's okay. It's fine. We got other videos.
Okay. If not,
Other
go back
than
to the
that-
beginning and blame that guy.
Meanwhile, I'm just gonna be like Megan over here and just stare at Prince William.
It's the way to go. If all else fails.
Yeah, but we will be back next week with a very sparkly episode. And until then, have a good day and the rest of your week. Goodbye.
Bye.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong.
As the Queen herself did with such unswerving devotion, I too now solemnly pledge myself, throughout the remaining time God grants me, to uphold the constitutional principles at the heart of our nation.
I commit myself to serve you all, King, country, and Commonwealth. God save the King.